Although the numbers of adolescents taking up vaping has plateaued in Canada, youth vaping continues to be a crisis in need of attention. Local Psychiatrist says there are barriers to the kind of support that would help them. And joining us today, we have Dr. Taya Rosic. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
We're excited to have you to talk more about this topic. Kind of give us the details on what you're seeing at CHEO in terms of our youth vaping.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm a child psychiatrist at CHEO, which means I work with young people who have mental health concerns or substance use health concerns. And I think these days we're seeing three really important things for youth who are vaping. The first thing being that many youth are still vaping. So even though numbers have plateaued, we're seeing many young people, like really 1 in 4 grade 12 students are vaping. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we're seeing is that young people are really struggling with their functioning as a result of vaping. So this cycle of needing to vape and then experiencing withdrawal symptoms that keeps them going is a big problem for their day-to-day functioning at school, in sports, etc. The final thing is that young people want to quit, right? So they're coming to us and they're saying they don't want to do this anymore, but they just can't stop. So that's the landscape with vaping right now.
Let's talk a bit more about vaping in general, because a lot of people think, oh, well, it's a safer alternative than cigarettes, but it's still not safe.
Exactly, yeah. So, vaping really started and was promoted as a way for adults to stop smoking. And I think that's where that kind of conversation came up. But the reality is that the vast majority of teens would never have smoked, right? And they tell us that they don't want to smoke, but they've started vaping anyway, right? And so then there's a lot of different health impacts, from mental health impacts to even physical health, things like their oral health, their respiratory or lung health, their functioning that's affected. The other thing is we just don't know what the long-term effects are, so it's quite a problem.
And tell us more about the barriers that are in place for helping our youth quit.
Yeah. I think that the biggest barrier that we see is that teens and parents and teachers don't necessarily know that there are things we can do to help, right? So young people are saying they want to make changes, but there's a sense that they have to do it by themselves. That's not true. So we have lots of things that we can do. There are medications that doctors can prescribe, anti-craving medications, nicotine replacement therapy. There's counseling that has very good evidence for effect. And so people need to know that they can come in and they can actually get help.
And because some of these things that can help you quit, our youth aren't able to access. So that's where it's better to come to CHEO, because you can help them access that.
Absolutely. So in Ottawa and in Eastern Ontario, onecall1click.ca is really the entry point for mental health and substance use addictions vaping care. And so anyone can access One Call, One Click. Teens can go on the website and sign up themselves, parents, teachers, anyone that's working with a young person that wants to make a change or even wants to explore the option of making a change.
And so for parents out there who are concerned that their teen or their youth are vaping, where can they go for additional information?
So One Call, One Click is a great starting point. Yeah, there are many resources through Kids Come First, just even how to talk to your kid about substance use, right? And then for teens, how do I know if something is becoming a problem? So we've got lots of resources on things like that, and then they can start exploring and see, do they want to reach out for help and try to get on that path of making some changes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and helping us, with more information. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.